Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome here tonight to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Nick Lima here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, and the Newport Gulls are getting set to take on the Manchester Silkworms this evening. It'll be the Newport Gulls' fifth game of the 2008 season here at home at Cardines Field in downtown Newport. Newport comes in tonight sole possession of second place in the NECBL Southern Division, a half a game behind the Pittsfield Dukes. The Gulls and the Dukes were rained out on the road yesterday, so the Newport Gulls well, 2 days ago actually, as the Newport Gulls get set to play the Silkworms for the second time this season. Newport fell to Manchester 3-1 at Northwest Park in Manchester, Connecticut, their last time out, and the Silkworms make their first appearance of three scheduled trips to Cardines Field here tonight. So Newport 0-1 against Manchester this season, try and make that record even next on the NECBL Broadcast Network as the pregame show continues. Stay tuned.
And welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. For this edition of the Gulls Eye View, John Rail alongside Joey Manning. Joey Manning plays at Vanderbilt. And Joey, after losing your first game of the season, you guys have won 3 out of your next 4 games, or 4 out of your next 5 games rather, and now 4-2 on the season. How much of that was just getting the team here, getting everyone acclimated, getting everyone really get to know your teammates in that turnaround?
I just think first off in the first game, we didn't have all our guys here, so we're kind of rough defensively. But now we got all our lineup guys here and all our position players here, so definitely starting to play a lot better defensively. And our hitting is finally starting to come around. I guess just getting used to swinging with bats.
And a 297 team average, 262 team ERA. So both ends of the game clicking for you guys. What's been the biggest transition for you going from the wood bats, like you said, and playing at Vanderbilt, playing in college with the metal? What's been the biggest transition and difference here playing in Newport?
I guess just saying getting timing back, not playing, for a while in college and getting back. Just swinging with bats, the sweet spot's a lot smaller on the bat, so just hitting every day with bats is a big transition. And
how has your experience been so far in Newport? I know everyone seems to love to come playing here. Why Newport for you? What was the the decision making in that?
Well, great city. Newport. Everything to do downtown. Then just host families are nice, great setups. Just playing competitive baseball every day is pretty good, pretty nice.
All right, and thanks a lot, Joey. Stay tuned for the front office report coming up next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Cardines Field. Nick Lehman now joined by Chuck Paver, and it's time for the front office report. It's a Monday night here at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls' 5th home game so far this season, and the team's really starting to come together, Chuck.
Yes, Nick. It's our 5th already. Wow, goes by fast. Yeah, the team is coming together, and the little pieces have been falling into place, and we still probably have 1 or 2 more moves that we have to make, but we're satisfied with what we have right now.
It wasn't long after last season ended that we already started to anticipate Brandon May coming back to play a second season here in Newport, but he was released by the team, an option to pursue other endeavors.
That's correct. He had an interest in pursuing another opportunity for himself, and after some thorough thought, we decided to let him go ahead and pursue his interest, and we're moving in a different direction.
And that leaves one open spot on the roster. Will that remain open for the season, or is there some effort on the part of the front office to try and fill that?
We're going to take that very slowly, Nick. We have to wait and make sure we get the right piece, a guy that fits in this chemistry, a guy that fits with this team. We don't want to clog up the outfield spots so that other guys don't get a chance to play. So we want to make sure that we don't compromise anybody and do our best to support everybody that's here.
Everybody in the leagues right now are talking about the Pittsfield Dukes and how they've really shot out into first place out of nowhere from being in last place for the last 3 or 4 seasons consecutively.
That's correct. It's early in the season, Nick, but they've got, it looked to me like a pretty formidable lineup. I don't know how their pitching is, 1 to 12 and how it'll hold off, but they do have a good offensive club, and that's probably why they're winning some games. They've put up some numbers.
And Chuck, last few pieces of the Newport Gulls roster did come in late last week. Kyle Connolly was drafted, but then opted not to sign for Pro Bowl and is playing here in Newport and has already got a couple games under his belt.
That's correct. I mean, we're fortunate to get him. He's the guy I thought we'd lose most, and he's a pretty special player. It'll be fun to watch, and he's going to help this team win a lot of ball games.
All right, Chuck Baver, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next Monday.
Thanks for having us, Nick.
That's the Front Office Report. The pregame show continues next with Mike Coombs on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Now time for our Coaches Report, joined, as always, by Newport Gulls Field Manager Mike Coombs. Coach, how you doing?
Doing that good, man.
The Newport Gulls off of another rain out on the road as they couldn't get they even begin play against the Pittsfield Dukes at Wacona Park this weekend.
Yeah, we rode up there, as you know, 3-hour ride up, 2 hours sitting around, and then a 3-hour ride back. So, yeah, that's not fun. That's 8 hours of torture.
So
that's part of baseball.
So the battle for first place in the NECBL Southern Division between those two teams head-to-head will have to wait, but the Gulls do have an opportunity here tonight, just a half a game out of first place, early, of course, in the season. The Dukes playing an exhibition game tonight against Team USA, so Newport could take sole possession of first place here tonight against the Silkworms, who are also only a half a game behind the Gulls.
Yeah, so it's too early. It's too early to even really worry about that stuff right now.
So it's a really close Southern Division matchup of a lot of quality teams here right now. But offensively, the Gulls have had it so far. They've been putting runs on the board. The one sort of miscue Newport had was against this Manchester Silkworms team at Northwest Park.
Yeah, I think, what do we have, a couple errors?
Well, the Newport's, I think it was 3-1, the final, with there were a couple errors.
Yeah, well, we're trying to clean that defense up a little bit and do a little bit better. We're going to put Gregory at third tonight and see what happens down there. If anything, hopefully I got another stick in the lineup.
So Kyle Conley, of course, now with the team. All the offensive players are here except for one. Brendan May will not be joining the team. The front office is still looking for the right person to fill that spot, perhaps. But in the meantime, just about everybody's here. The entire pitching staff is here. So what are you going to use those tools as the season goes on?
Well, as far as the position players, we'll do some rotating. Then would love to find a third baseman, power corner player that could play, obviously, but it's not out there right now. So who knows what direction we'll go. We're going to try and deal with that and do what we can do. And then, of course, the pitching part of it is looking strong. We saw a bullpen today from Brown, saw one from Holscher. Both boys have live arms, so it's a good addition to our staff.
Chad Arnold gets to start tonight for the Gulls.
Yeah, Chad is he's a fastball, slider, changeup kind of guy. Last time out, he had pretty good command of his pitches, so we'll see what Chad's got tonight. Hopefully, he'll be on in front of the home crowd.
You mentioned the Newport Gulls bullpen. Dan Mahoney has been outstanding in his relief appearances so far.
Yeah, Danny, he's got the mentality of coming in, shutting things down, and not overthrowing. But he's got good stuff, and he's got good command of his stuff. And there were some things that I had heard that he didn't during the season, but so far right now, knock on wood, he's going to be a guy that's going to get the ball a lot. And
has Newport settled on a permanent closer yet?
Not really. Every time we get one that comes in, Don goes, and now in the closer role. Right now, Verge and I are still chatting that one over, what we want to do. But, I'm the kind of guy from the old school. If a pitcher can throw 9 innings, let him throw. But the closer deal is, now an important part of baseball, and the back end of your bullpen, the middle guy, the guy that comes in and chews up some innings for you, that kind of guy too. But, we're going to go with what we think is going to be best for this club, and we'll decide that soon.
All right, Newport Gulls Field Manager Mike Coombs, thank you for joining us here in the pregame show, and good luck in the game tonight.
Thanks, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Mike Coombs. Newport Gulls baseball is next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back here to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island as we get set for baseball on what is not a perfect evening for baseball. Heavy thunderstorms, rain to our west, And under cloudy skies, about 62 degrees. Hardly any wind at this point here at Cardines Field, but a front is moving through, and we're in contact with the grounds crew here tonight, and the grounds crew chief for the Newport Gulls, Chris Green, trying to keep them informed. We have the radar up here in the press box, folks. It's up and running, and it's telling us that heavy thunderstorms are on the way. It's raining in Pittsfield right now, where the Dukes are supposed to play Team USA, and waiting on word on the status of that game. It's American Heroes Night here at Cardines Field, as members of local police departments, firefighters, and EMT personnel are going to be honored on the field as part of the pregame festivities. But however, folks, again, we do have a weather situation that may affect this game within the next hour or so. We won't get underway on time as scheduled here, but a weather situation is pending. So we'll await the result of that, and we'll bring you baseball as long as we possibly can. We have an all-weather crew here, and they've got their jackets and plastic bags on our camera positions, and we'll be good to go. So stay tuned, folks, as NACBL baseball is coming your way next. The Newport Gulls and the Manchester Silkworms. I'm joined right now by John Raiola here in the press box. Mike Lord will be joining us in just a moment, and John, looking forward to a good baseball game here tonight.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, the weather certainly the issue, and what could prevent that from happening. But we've got two pretty good teams here tonight, so like you said, hopefully that weather will hold off, and we will get a nice game tonight.
We'll step away for a moment and come back, give you a roundup of action around the league when we come back on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, a roundup of action in the league. Last night, the Torrington Twisters shut out the Manchester Silkworms 4-0. The Lowell Americans over the Holyoke Blue Sox 1-0. Almost said Giants, folks. Could have been fined there. The North Shore Navigators over the Sanford Mainers 8-4. The Keene Swamp Bats in Northern Division action also defeated the Vermont Mountaineers 3-1. And Keene remains a perfect 6-0 in the season. Team USA over the North Adams Steeplecats in exhibition action 6-4 the final at Joel Field in North Adams. Today in the league, Sanford's playing at Lowell. They're getting underway just about now. Manchester, of course, here at Newport, will be underway about 10 minutes. Torrington at North Adams are waiting on the status of that Southern Division game, as according to my radar, they're getting inundated right now by heavy thunderstorms. And Team USA is supposed to play a scheduled game against Pittsfield at 7 o'clock. That is in jeopardy right now as well because of the storms that are pending. In the NACBL Northern Division, the Keene Swamp Bats at 6-0 are perfect. In first place, the second place North Shore Navigators are at 5-2, a game and a half out of the lead. Holyoke Giants are 3-4, 3.5 games back. Tied with them are the Sanford Mainers, who are 3-4. The Vermont Mountaineers 2-4, 4 games back. It was the Holyoke Sox, not the Holyoke Giants, folks. And the Lowell Americans are in sixth place, 1-5, 5 games out of first place. In the NACBL Southern Division, Pittsfield Dukes are on top 5-2, playing exhibition game tonight. The Newport Gulls are half a game back, 4-2, have the ability to take sole possession of first place in the NACBL Southern Division if this game can both be completed and won by Newport against Manchester, who is in third place in the NACBL South. 4-3 on the season, 1 game out of first place, so a very close race right now. And of course, Torrington knocking on the door as well. They're 3-3 and a game and a half out of first place. North Adams Steeplecats are in fifth, 2-4 and 2.5 games out, and the Danbury Westerners ran out the NACBL South, 1-6, 4 games out of first place. That's a roundup of action around the league. We'll come back and give you the starting lineups next on the NACBL Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. And welcome back here at Cardines Field. Let's take it down to the field for the singing of our national anthem here on America's Heroes Night. Folks, we'll take it right down to the field.
Welcome Police Officer Jimmy Winters, who will perform our national anthem this evening.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose foot stripes and bright stars through a perilous height. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamy, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the hope of the
Jimmy Winters of the Newport Police Department with an outstanding rendition of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, here tonight at Cardines Field, America's Heroes Night, as many members of local police, fire departments, and EMT are being honored out on the field. And now, of course, a moment of silence.
Lord bless us all. In a special way, we ask for the Lord to bless all police, firefighters, and EMTs, our true American heroes, especially for the Newport, Middletown, and Portsmouth departments, who serve us at the risk of their own lives. We ask you to bless these college athletes with knowledge and wisdom. Bless these athletes' talents and skills. Help us all to enjoy the game of baseball. May the Lord bless us all as we watch. Lord, bless us and keep us. May the Lord's face shine upon us, gracious to us. May he look upon us with kindness and give us peace this day and every day. Amen.
Thank you, Father Frank.
As the pregame festivities continue here at Cardines Field, members of all three towns of Aquidneck Island, the Portsmouth Police Department, Newport Police Department, and the Middletown Police Department, and the Newport Fire Department as well, all being represented on the field by their honor guards and their officers and other members of their organization, all being honored here tonight on Fraternal Order of Police American Heroes Night here at Cardines. Free admission for police, fire, and EMT on this night. Let's again pause for a moment of silence at Cardines Field. And the flags are now being carried off the field as all three honor guards from the Newport, Middletown, and Portsmouth police agencies march over the outskirts of the outfield grass and behind the first base dugout to exit the field. Again, Fraternal Order of Police American Heroes Night here at Cardines Field. Not the best weather for it, but a good crowd is starting to show up here for this one. A couple hundred fans in the stands. And as the final honor guard makes its way off the field, we'll continue with our Newport Gulls pregame show and the starting lineups here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. First, we'll give you the starting lineups for the visiting Manchester Silkworms, and with those, here is Mike Lord.
Thank you, Nick. The Silkworms will lead off as usual with the shortstop number 2, A.J. Rozbarski, followed by the second baseman, J.P. Polchinski. Batting third, the right fielder, Zach Hudson. Batting cleanup, the DH, Chris Affinito. Batting fifth in left field, Matt Grosso. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Sean O'Hara. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Jeff Cammons. Batting eighth, behind the plate, Mike Bodone. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Joe Carter.
For the Newport Gulls, who come into the game at 4-2 and have sole possession of second place in the NECBL Southern Division. Newport, a half a game ahead of Manchester, half a game behind Pittsfield. They'll have Nick Santomaro leading off in the designated hitter spot. Shortstop Jet Butler bats second. Batting third, Ryan Wiegand, the first baseman. In cleanup, it's Alex Gregory, third baseman. Kyle Conley starts in left field, bats fifth. Starting in center field, it's Jared Prince. And in the seventh spot, Joey Manning, the right fielder. Catcher Jack Murphy bats eighth, and rounding out the order for the Newport Gulls, Taylor Meehan, the second baseman. We're going to see you on the mound tonight for the Silkworms.
The Worms are sending out Tyler Hyde, and for Tyler Hyde, This is going to be his second appearance. He has no record. He's got an ERA of 1.5. He's pitched 6 innings, given up 2 hits, only 1 run, which was earned. He's walked 7, struck out 3. Opponents are only hitting 105 against him. And for the Worms to come out of here with a win, they're going to need his best effort possible, as they have been scoreless in the last couple of games. The last 2 games they've played were against the Twisters out in Fusion Park.
And the Newport Gulls have Chad Arnold, the right-hander, on the mound. Umpires for tonight's game: Jeff Burt's behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. John Leeds, the field umpire. Game time temperatures around 62 degrees under cloudy skies and impending thunderstorms out towards our west. A south-southwest wind blows across the field at 10 to 15 miles per hour. First pitch is next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here to Cardines Field. As the lights come on, we get set for baseball. Right on schedule. Chad Arnold taking his warm-up tosses. The sophomore out of Washington State plays for the Cougars, a native of Kennewick, Washington. 6'4", 205-pound right-hander on the mound, while making his second appearance, second start of the season for the Newport Gulls. A 4.5 ERA thus far, no record in his 1 appearance. Pitched 4 innings against the Torrington Twisters here at Cardines. Picked up a no decision on June 9th. Gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 runs total, walked 3, struck out 9. Opponents hitting .278 off of Arnold, who for the Cougars had a 7.67 ERA, 13 starts and 15 total appearances, and owned a 2-7 record. Pitched 58 2/3 innings, worked a lot, giving up 79 hits, 55 runs, 50 of them earned. For the Cougars, he allowed 15 doubles, a triple, and 11 homers, 34 strikeouts to 29 walks. So Arnold gets set to face this Silkworm lineup. The Gulls are 0-1 against Manchester so far this season, losing to the Silkworms up at Northwest Park in Manchester, Connecticut. Stepping up to the plate is A.J. Rusbowski. Rusbowski, the shortstop for the Silkworms, will be followed by Polchinski and Hudson to get set for baseball. Chad Arnold kicks some dirt off the mound. A very moist night, and we got 100% humidity here as rain showers do approach from the west. A tap on the plate from Rusbowski. Play ball, says home plate umpire Jeff Burt. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Arnold pitches a fastball, a changeup, throws a slider, occasional curveball. Rusbowski pinwheels the bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Just misses outside. The count's 1-1. Nick Lima, Mike Lord, and John Raiola today on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Full broadcast crew, a full team of volunteers bringing this game. The 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. Again, we're keeping a one eye on the game and one eye on the weather for you folks. The pitch. Swinging a hard shot, hooking foul off to the right side and out of play. The count leaving at 2 balls and 2 strikes. AJ comes in batting .269. No homers, no runs batted in. Doesn't have a double in this young season. Takes a moment outside the batter's box, steps in. Arnold gets set to go to work. Is 2-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Rusbowski knew it. He retreats to the dugout. 1 up, 1 down quickly here. And Arnold, who fanned 9 in 4 innings, in his last start, already has his first strikeout of this ball game.
The second baseman, number 1, John Polchinski. He's from the U.S.
So 1 away for John Polchinski. Polchinski comes in at 167. No homers, no runs batted in. Looking for his first extra base hit as well. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses high. Ball 1. One out, we're just underway here in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul tip to the backstop. Looked like it went off the umpire's mask. 1-1 the count here. Arnold Works relatively slowly. Takes his time. Gets the signs from his catcher, Jack Murphy. The 1-1 delivery. He winds and deals. Fastball is taken down the middle for strike 2. Defensive alignment for the Newport Gulls looks like this. It's Ryan Wiegand at first base, Taylor Meehan at second, Jet Butler at short, Alex Gregory, third baseman. Jack Murphy catches Chad Arnold. Goes into his motion, the pitch. Slider misses away. Count leaving at 2-2. Outfield, in left to right, Kyle Connolly in left, Jared Prince in center, Joey Manning, the Gulls right fielder. Arnold winds, kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chad Arnold to start off this game.
That was a good pitch by Chad Arnold. As we saw on 1 and 2, he went with the slider away, and Polchinski was able to lay off it. Arnold on 2-2 went right back out there, was able to get a swing and a miss to get, as you mentioned, Nick, his second strikeout of the game in as many batters.
Arnold, who fanned the first 2 in his last start against Torrington here at Cardines on June 9th, gets set to face with number 3 man, Zach Hudson, the pitch. Fastball is high and tight for ball 1. In that game, he struck out the first 2, then gave up a walk and a pair of singles before striking out the final batter in the inning. Arnold would not like a repeat of that frame. He'd like to get that third strikeout right away. No delay on it. The 1-0. This is high. Ball 2.
Silkworm batters struck out 12 times against Torrington Twister pitching yesterday, and the first 2 batters tonight fanned.
Newport Gulls pitching staff leads the league in strikeouts. Working slowly, Arnold, the 2-0 pitch is a called strike at the belt on the inside corner. Again, our umpiring crew tonight. We've got Jeff Burt behind the plate. John Leeds, the field umpire. Pitch. This is low and outside. A hitter's count now. 3 balls and a strike. Chris Affinito to follow here, the cleanup man. No one on base. 2 away for Hudson now. Arnold takes a moment, steps off the rubber, kicks some dirt off the mound now. Plants his feet, looks in, gets the sign, likes what he sees. The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 called with a breaking ball. Looked like a curveball that came inside on him.
It was, and Zach Hudson, I was going to mention earlier, at Middle Tennessee, hit .366 this season with 3 home runs and 20 RBIs, so this is a good hitter. And Arnold not giving in on the 3-1 pitch.
Payoff delivery. Swinging a foul to the right and out of play. Hudson, thus far, for the Silkworms, is batting .318. No homers, 3 runs batted in, 2 doubles and a triple. 7 for 22. Making his 7th start of the season. He swings and misses on the next pitch, and Chad Arnold strikes out the side here in the first. 1, 2, 3, up and down, all by way of the K. 1 looking and then the next 2 swinging. We've played half an inning here at Cardines Field. It's the Manchester Silkworms nothing. The Newport Gulls coming up on the NECBL Broadcast Network. To the home half of the first we go here at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls get set to get things going offensively against the Manchester Silkworms. Newport 3-1 at home thus far this season, 4-2 overall. The Silkworms are 4-3, a half a game behind the Gulls, who are in turn a half a game behind the Pittsfield Dukes. The NECBL Southern Division, of course, that doesn't really matter so much at this point. A long way to go, folks, but everybody likes to be in first place comfortably and start building the lead. Right now, seems like 4 teams are in a good position to do that between Pittsfield, Newport, Manchester, and Torrington. North Adams not far behind either. Here's Nick Santamoro. He dicks first pitch on the outside corner. A called strike from Tyler Hyde. What can you tell us about Tyler?
Well, Tyler Hyde's got a pretty good slider. He doesn't use the fastball too much. He's pretty much a finesse pitcher.
The 0-1 misses low. 1-1 the count. Hyde out of Middle Tennessee State. Just finished up his sophomore spring season there. The left-hander Santamoro stands in, levels the bat, the 1-1 pitch. high and away, ball 2.
And Nick, the alarming thing, at least just looking at the numbers from Hyde, 7 walks and only 6 innings pitched to go along with 3 strikeouts. So walks a lot of guys.
Pitch is outside, ball 3, and quickly he falls behind Santamaro, and these Newport Gulls are very patient at the plate.
That's what I was just going to say. The Gulls this season have walked 30 times in 6 games, so 5 walks a game. It's a pretty good number, all things considered.
Pitch on the outside corner. Or strike 1. Or strike 2, I should say. The counts worked full. Butler to follow. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A big cut from Santamaro, who chased something outside. First strikeout for Hyde. First out for the Silkworms. Butler comes in batting 143. 2 runs batted in and a double. One of many left-handers in the Gulls lineup. Butler will get his first crack at Hyde. Looks in, working quickly. The right-hander winds and delivers the pitch. Misses away, ball 1. 6'5", 200 pounds, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Hyde making his second start for the Silkworms. Next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Just clipped it. The count leaving at a ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Clips the outside corner again for strike 2. Hyde hasn't pitched inside to anyone yet. His 1-2 delivery. Swinging a ground ball, bouncer on 4 hops. The second baseman has it. Polchinski to first, in time, 2 away. Defensive alignment for the Silkworms looks like this. Jeff Cammons at first, John Polchinski at second, A.J. Rosbowski the shortstop, Sharon O'Hara, third baseman, Michael Bordon catches Tyler Hyde, Matt Grosso in left, Joseph Carter in center, Zach Hudson in right. Here's Ryan Wiegand with 2 outs and the bases empty in a scoreless ball game. Here in the last of the first inning. Wiegand stands in from the left side, the pitch. Fastball misses away for ball 1. Wiegand, in the second season for the Newport Gulls, is batting .267. No homers, 2 runs batted in, and a double. 3 straight left-handers from Mike Coombs' lineup here tonight to lead things off. The pitch. Misses outside, ball 2. Still watching those thunderstorms towards our west. They're rapidly moving towards us. Hyde is working rapidly on the mound. Is 2-0. Missing low and inside, ball 3.
You don't seem too optimistic about the weather, Nick.
Not the way my radar picture looks right here. Looks like it's approaching Manchester now, so could be about an hour away. The pitch, ball 4. He walked him on 4 pitches. And the Gulls pick up a 2-out walk, their first base runner.
Third baseman, number 14.
Cleanup man Alex Gregory will bat here. Gregory, Gull third baseman tonight. Not sure, but I believe it's just his first or second start at third base. I'll check the lineups from previous games between innings for you folks. Gregory batting .393. 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Swings and hits a high pop-up to shallow left center, backpedaling the shortstop, still backpedaling, and the center fielder comes in, calls him off. Joseph Carter makes the catch, and the side is retired. A walk is harmless. We played 1 full from Cardines Field. No score between the Silkworms and the Gulls on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the top of the second here at Cardines Field. No score between the Newport Gulls and the Manchester Silkworms, and this is their second meeting of the season. The Silkworms took the first meeting 3-1 at Northwest Park in Manchester, Connecticut. Gulls trying to even up the season series here tonight if we can avoid the rain and thunder showers, which looks like they're about 45 minutes away now, working their way quickly through New England. Half of Connecticut is under red and yellow on my radar screen. For the Manchester Silkworms, it'll be number 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Chris Affinito Matt Grosso and Sean O'Hara do up to face Chad Arnold, who got the side in order on 3 strikeouts in the first. Arnold works quickly. Here's his pitch. Swinging a high, towering pop-up. The wind will take it back and out of play. So the Gulls, who already lead the league in strikeouts this season as a pitching staff, can add 3 more to their total. 80 strikeouts now for Gulls pitching. The 0-1 is a breaking ball missing outside. 1-1 the count on Affinito. Comes in batting 160. One run batted in. The pitch high and tight for ball 2.
Not typically the numbers that you'll see from a cleanup hitter, as you mentioned, 1 RBI, no home runs, and it's not like he's had a handful of at bats. 25 at bats. He started and played in all 7 games this season. This is 8th start.
The 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball missing up and away. Ball 3 and a hitter's count now for Affinito. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit as that cold front moves in, carrying thunderstorms with it. Arnold's 3-1 delivery from the windup is high for ball 4. So the Silkworms pick up their first base run and get their leadoff man on here in the second inning for Matt Grosso. Grosso leads the Silkworms in batting average, in fact one of the league leaders in average at .458. He's 11 for 24 on this young season with 3 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and a walk. .583 slugging percentage for Grosso. 480 on base percentage thus far. He bats on the left side against the righty Arnold. The pitch is a fastball taken on the inside corner for strike 1. Arnold out of the Washington State Cougars, where former Newport Gulls Travis Webb, Jeremy Johnson, Jeff Miller, and Jim Murphy all come from. The pitch. Swinging a hard shot on the right side. It's going to drop in for a base hit. It'll be played on a couple hops by the right fielder Manning. Heading into third as the throw is cut off is Affinito, and the Silkworms quickly have runners at the corners here with nobody out.
And that's a nice piece of hitting by Matt Grosso as Arnold tried to start him on the first pitch with an inside fastball. He went down on that second pitch and got another inside fastball, lined it to right, moving the runner over to third. So, as you mentioned, with Grosso, a .458 average in 24 at-bats, now 12 for 25 on the season. So very, very impressive from the number 5 hitter from Manchester.
So the Gulls in a jam here. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. Sean O'Hara at the plate. Arnold from the stretch. His pitch. High for ball 1. O'Hara still hitless this season. He'd like to drop a ball in for his first hit right here to earn him an RBI, which would also be his first. The pitch. Fastball misses away. 2-0 the count. And looks like Jack Murphy, Gulls catcher, wants a word with Arnold. O'Hara will have a word with the Silkworm third base coach. Is that Leyva at third?
That is the head coach, Al Leyva.
So O'Hara has been on base once this season. He walked 6 strikeouts. Has not fared all that well in his first 14 plate appearances. But if he could turn it around right here, the Silkworms could be out to an early lead. Affinito leads from third. Grosso at first. O'Hara at the plate. The 2-0 pitch. High and tight. Ball 3. Almost hit him. So Arnold in a jam. From the stretch. The 3-0. Ball 4 skips in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and the runners cannot advance. Not much foul territory behind the plate here. So, a walk, a single, now another walk, has loaded the bases up, and here comes Scott Virgilak out of the Gulls dugout to have a word with his pitcher. Virgilak, the Gulls pitching coach for 3 seasons now. Prior to that was the manager of the North Adams Steelcats and their pitching coach. Spent his spring season at Rhode Island College, my own alma mater. Serves as an assistant coach there.
Speaking of alma mater, Jeff Cammons is going to be coming up for Manchester right now, and from my alma mater,
University of Rhode Island.
Here with no outs and the bases loaded, good opportunity for Cammons.
Well, public higher education in Rhode Island is well represented right now in this broadcast. With Virgil Lack heading back to the dugout, Cammons stepping up. Nick Lehman and John Raiola here. Cammons at 143. No homers and a run batted in. Native of Jamestown, Rhode Island, just across the bridge. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Arnold in a jam. Here's the pitch from the windup. High and tight, ball one. And the Gulls will get action up in their bullpen. Very early here. A walk, a single and a walk has put a silkworm on every base. Arnold gets the sign. Winds, kicks, delivers the 1-0 pitch. That's called a strike on the inside corner. Sailed a curveball in there for strike one. First strike and 6 pitches here from Arnold. Here's 1-1. Swinging a hard shot to the second baseman. Could be 2. Fires the shortstop. Out there on a first. Double play. A run scores. But the Gulls get 2 big outs here. The Silkworms take the lead 1-0. A 4-6-3 double play. He races O'Hara and Grosso.
Number 11.
No RBI for Cammons.
That's a good job of Chad Arnold of knowing his strengths. As every fastball has been up in the zone, he threw a 1-0 slider that was a strike for Cammons, went right back to it and got the ground ball.
Here's Michael Bordon. Pitch on the inside corner for strike one.
Typically, you'll see, bases loaded, no outs. You'll see pitchers attack with fastballs. They don't want to fall behind. They don't want to walk a guy. But Arnold wasn't throwing the fastball for strike, so he went to his off-speed pitch and fortunately got the ground ball.
Same pitches on the inside corner for strike two. So quickly, Michael falls behind here. Bordon at 182, 1 RBI. Has a chance of the runner at third. The 0-2 pitch. Strike three called. So the Silkworms add the bases loaded with nobody out and only get 1 run across thanks to the double play. 4-6-3 grounded into by Jeff Cammons. 1 run crosses the plate. We've played 1.5 from Cardines Field. It's the Silkies 1, the Gulls nothing on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the last of the second here at Cardines. The Gulls have fallen behind early here. The Silkworms 1-0 the score. For Newport, it'll be Kyle Conley, Jared Prince, and Joey Manning due up here. Conley making his second start in the Gulls uniform. Debuted here at Cardines Field on opening night. And went 3 for 5. Pitch, outside ball one. His opening night, I should say. It was on Friday night at Conley. Towed the batter's box for the first time here in Newport. And Hyde wants a new ball. 3 for 5 in that game. A double and pair of singles. Or rather, 3 singles, I should say. Batting .600. In his second start of the season. 16th round draft pick. Opted not to sign to play professional baseball. And decided to spend his summer here in Newport. He stands in from the right side of the plate. Hyde ready. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
And you mentioned the fact that this is only Conley's second game for that exact reason. We had heard so much about him. And what's not to like from what we've seen so far, as you mentioned, 3 for 5 and obviously drafted in the 16th round, which is what held him back a few games.
1-1 is swung on a miss, strike two, and Conley falls behind a ball and 2 strikes. Kyle for the Washington Huskies. He's finished up his junior season there, batted .337. 19 home runs, 57 runs batted in. The pitch is high, ball 2.
Not a bad season.
Not bad at all. 57 RBI. 2 triples, 13 doubles, 61 hits overall, and 181 at bats. A 2-2 from Hyde. Ball 3 is inside. I don't want to leave one hanging over the plate to Conley. He'll crush it. The payoff pitch. Ball 4 is up and in, and the Gulls have their second base runner, also by way of a walk. Now here's Jared Prince, who also joined the team late. Prince making his 4th start of the season in a Gulls uniform.
Washington State University.
Bat here with the tying run at first. Jared comes in batting .455, 2 runs batted in a double. Gets set to face Hyde. From the stretch, Tyler works the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, well hit, right field. Going back to right fielder, and he's under it. He'll make the catch for the out. Retreating back to first is Conley, who went away here in the second.
The right fielder.
Not hit very deep, but hit very high in the air to right. Zach Hudson only took a few steps back to make the catch.
Florida.
Here's Joey Manning. He's at .263, a homer, 2 runs batted in. His 1 home run came off the Manchester Silkworms at Northwest Park. It's probably the furthest hit home run I have ever seen in this league, folks. Hyde sets and delivers. High for ball 1, misses with a fastball. Joey Manning's home run at Northwest Park went to straightaway center, out by the 400-foot marker, and cleared the trees beyond the fences. Now, I've never even seen a home run hit at Northwest Park, folks. The ball just does not travel up there. The 1-0 is, instead of flip back to first, Conley's easily back in.
Well, Manning listed at what, 6'5", 225 pounds?
He's got the power to do it.
More or less, certainly has the power.
Just finished up his freshman season for Vanderbilt. Very limited playing time there. Pitch. Swinging a high, pop up, back and out of play. Conley at first is a base stealing threat. He was 6 for 8 for the Huskies this past spring. He's yet to attempt a steal so far for the Gulls. So Tyler Hyde, native of St. Louis, Missouri, looks in, gets the signs from Bordon, the catcher. Joey levels the bat. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball is taken on the inside corner for strike 2. In Hyde's first start this season, gave up 1 earned run, walked 7, struck out 3, and a wild pitch. Pair of hits. 1.50 ERA coming into the game. The sophomore sets and delivers outside ball 2.
And those numbers speak for Hyde's stuff. When you think about it, 7 walks in 5 innings and a 1.50 ERA. Certainly very impressive when you're talking about throwing strikes. When you're getting the ball over the plate and the ball is in play, it means he's doing something right.
From the stretch is 2-2. Ball 3 is low. Well, he's in danger of walking his 10th batter of the season here. Seems that Hyde, while he does walk many, seems like he settles down, though, after committing a walk in an inning.
Well, he's been in a couple of holes this season, and it seems like when his back is against the wall, that's when he pitches his best.
Joey Manning steps out here. 1 out, runner at first, 1-0 Silkworms are here in the second as thunderstorms continue to approach. No avoiding them tonight, folks. The whole radar is covered with them. The pitch. Instead, another check on the runner at first. Again, Conley dives in safely. Yeah, we're about to get inundated in just about maybe 25 minutes here. That radar looks awful. Hyde sets and fires again back to first, and again Conley is safe.
Good check by Hyde. We'll see if Conley is moving. You mentioned pretty good speed from Conley over at first base here. 3-2. to Joey Manning. We'll see if Coach Fuentes or Coach Coombs puts on the steal for the Gulls.
Manning stands in the payoff pitch. Ball 4, second walk of the inning. And Manning picks out a 1-out walk. That'll put runners on at first and second for Jack Murphy. Jack wears the same uniform number as former Gull Jim Murphy, no relation. Number 28.
Jack Murphy.
Jack is out of
Princeton
Princeton University. Plays for the Tigers. Just finished up his sophomore spring season where he had a batting average of .391. 8 homers, 40 runs batted in. Thus far for Newport. He's batting .313. Looking for his first homer. Has 2 RBI. Pair of doubles. Double here. We tie the ball game. Runners lead at first and second. 1 out. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, taken for strike 1. Taylor Meehan to follow here. As Murphy adjusts his batting gloves beyond the batter's box. Now steps in. Long look in here for a Hyde. Pitch is outside for ball 2.
1-0 Manchester leading the Gulls. Jack Murphy has a 2-0 count to Tyler Hyde. And the 2-0 pitch from Hyde. It's a slider taken over the inside corner for called strike 1. Count moves to 2-1. As Nick mentioned, Murphy on the season hitting .313. This is 5th game. Certainly a luxury for Newport to have a .391 college hitter hitting 8th in their lineup. I see our runners on first and second and 1 out. And the 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed. It was a high fastball to Murphy. It went up and out of the zone. So he goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Taylor Meehan. Meehan on the season hitting .250. No home runs and 3 RBIs. Number 9 hitter for the Gulls. And the first pitch is a fastball over the outside corner called strike 1. The Gulls have had 3 base runners here in 2 innings, all 3 via the walk from Tyler Hyde, which has been his one problem. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. It looked like a changeup low and away from Meehan. And Meehan finds himself down in the count 0-2. Leadoff man Nick Santamora waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity for the Gulls here. Manchester leading 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Newport has runners on first and second. And the 0-2 pitch, the fastball taken outside, ball 1. Taylor Meehan, left-hand hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher, Tyler Hyde. Hyde checks the runner at second, looks home and delivers. It's a curveball taken upstairs. It tips off the glove of the catcher and rolls to the backstop. And the runners will advance to second and third. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Taylor Meehan as the count evens at 2-2. Hyde still going from the stretch with the runners in scoring position. Comes to the set. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball taken way outside for ball 3, so the count runs full. And after having Meehan 0-2, the number 9 hitter for the Gulls, Tyler Hyde throws 3 straight balls to run the count full. Once again, DH Nick Santamoro and leadoff hitter standing on deck for the Gulls. Hyde leans in, comes to the set, and the payoff pitch. A curveball taken in there, called strike 3, and Meehan knew it. Good pitch on 3-2 from Tyler Hyde for the strikeout. That retires the side. The Gulls leave 2 in scoring position, and after 2 innings, 1-0 Manchester on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here at Cardines Field, we go to the third. The first pitch is fouled back for strike one by the leadoff batter here for the Silkworms. Number 9 man in the lineup, Joseph Carter. Apologize for stepping away for a moment, folks. There's some broadcast issues to handle outside of the booth. Thanks, John, for taking over for me for a moment.
My pleasure, Nick.
We get more of John in the 7th inning. The 0-1. Taken high. Ball 1. Mike, you've been awfully quiet tonight.
Oh, silence is golden.
0-1. Check swing. Did he go?
Yeah, it looked like he did from this angle.
Strike 2 on Carter. So the Gulls unable to score in the last of the second. Still 1-0 Silkworms here in the third. Arnold out there for a third inning of work. The pitch. Slider misses outside. 2-2 the count. Carter is at 167. 2 RBI. His pitch is swung on, hit on a line down the right field line. It's going to be foul off the edge of the warehouse.
Newport Gulls.
Long strike for Carter. The count evens at 2-2. And one of the things that we're following off the air for you folks, and one of the reasons why I actually had to step away, is the impending heavy rain and thunderstorms to our immediate west. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball, chopper on 3 hops. The third baseman up with it. Fires to first. It is in time to get Carter one away. Gregory to Wiegand on the putout.
Nice play by Gregory and good job by Arnold retiring the leadoff man. And it's still early, but one thing that we've seen from Arnold certainly looks more comfortable out of the windup. As we know, back in the first inning, struck out the side in order, walked the leadoff man, Chris Affinito, in the second inning. And after that is when he got into a little bit of walk problems, as he gave up a single and then another walk, got the double play, and then the strikeout to end the inning, going from the windup.
Pitch is inside, ball 1 to the leadoff man, Rozbowski. Gregory starting tonight at third for the Gulls. This is his first time playing third base here for Newport. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Newport trying to settle on a permanent third baseman. We've seen a few different players play in that position so far. The 1-1 pitch. Skips in there for ball 2.
And that was something that the Gulls were certainly looking to improve going into the season, was the infield defense. It was a problem in past years. And it's been a little bit of a problem, as we saw a couple games ago. An error in the 9th inning led to a 3-run comeback to send the game into extra innings. Gulls ended up winning that game in 11 innings. But still, errors open the door. They always do. Errors and walks. And as you mentioned, the Gulls looking really to settle on a lot of infielders.
Pitch is hit softly on the ground, rolling to the shortstop. Butler up with it, throws to first, wide, and it's taken in by Wiegand, who plies the tag for the inning's second out. Good play by Brian.
Yeah, very good play by Wiegand, recognizing he still had plenty of time to come off the bag. A lot of times you'll see that first baseman try to stay on as long as they can if they think it's going to be a close play at first. Wiegand went up and got that one, knew he had time to apply the tag to Rozbowski, and did so for the second out.
Jet Butler played the first few games of the season at third base for the Gulls. Kyle Rode has played the last few. Now Gregory there tonight. The pitch and a ground ball bouncer should end the inning. Up with it, Meehan plays it on a hop, throws to first in time, and the side is retired in order on 3 ground outs. 4-3. Side goes down. Here comes the last of the third. When we come back, those thunderstorms approaching as well. We'll follow those for you on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 1-0. The Gulls trail the Silkworms. And back here now at Cardines Field during the break, folks, taking a look at the radar, and those thunderstorms are getting ever nearer. We had the Gulls ground crew chief, Chris Green, up here in the press box looking at our radar image on our broadcast computer, and folks, it doesn't look good. About a half an hour or so away. Here's Nick Santamuro. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. It'll be Santamaro, Butler, and Wiegand. 1, 2, and 3 in the Gulls lineup. here in the third inning. Newport trails at 1-0. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Santa Mauro didn't like it. That's a word with the home plate umpire, Jeff Burt. 1-0 Silkworms. Hyde out for a third inning of work. His pitch. Low for ball 2. Santa Mauro for Dartmouth this spring, batted .364. 11 homers, 45 runs batted in. 2-1 pitch. Swing a ground ball, come back into the mound by the diving second baseman in the center field. It'll be a base hit. Hyde tried to get a glove on it, went by him, and diving for it was Polchinski. He couldn't come up with it. A leadoff single will yield the Newport Gulls' first hit of this ball game. But they have fourth base runner. They've had 3 walks off of Hyde. And now Newport has a runner at first for Jet Butler. Hyde has to face 3 straight left-handers here. He twirls, fires to first, and back standing is Santa Mauro. Butler bounced out 4-3 his last time. Hyde looks in, gets a sign, working quickly, sets, kicks, and delivers. Missing away. Oh, the flag in foul territory up the first baseline by the scoreboard is starting to blow straight out from right to left, out towards the west. And the easterly wind is coming in. Not a good sign, folks. Pitch. Swing ground ball by the diving third baseman down the line to left field. Rounding second, Santa Mauro. He will be hold up there as the ball is recovered quickly by Grasso and left. Once it hit the outfield grass, it really slowed down and allowed Grasso to come over and get it. But regardless, the Newport Gulls have back-to-back hits here, both singles for Ryan Wiegand.
It was a nice piece of hitting by Jet Butler. As in on the grass was Sean O'Hara at third base with a runner on first and nobody else, possibly expecting the bunt from Jet Butler. He just took an outside fastball, went the other way with it, and 2-hopper down the line. So good piece of hitting by Butler sets the table for Ryan Wiegand here.
Wiegand, then Gregory due up. Nobody out. The Gulls have their best chance of this ball game right here to get back in so far. The pitch, outside ball 1. They trail it 1-0. They have speed on with Sindmore at second, Butler at first. Wiegand, a lot of power at the plate. They call him Big Poppy in the dugout after David Ortiz. Has a similar build to Ortiz. Not quite as tall. Pitch. Swing a ground ball, bouncer. The second baseman has it on the rough hop. Flips the second out there on the first. Double play. Advancing the third is Santa Mauro, but Wiegand grounds into a 4-6-3 double play, and now there are 2 outs.
That's 2 double plays that we've seen so far in this game, 1 for each team, and both of them have come on the slider. The pitcher's going with the pitch that's going to get that downward action, get the hitter to hit on top of the ball and induce that ground ball double play opportunity. Both defenses have done a good job here tonight in converting on the 2 opportunities.
Just the second double play the Gulls have grounded into this season. 2 outs, a runner at third is the tying run, Santa Mauro, for Alex Gregory. Fly to center his last time, swings and misses the first pitch. He is fooled on a slider. Gregory came in at .393, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in, 4 doubles. A base hit will tie the ball game. A pitch. Breaking ball misses high, and the count leaving at a ball and a strike. Gregory batted .375 with runners on this past spring for Radford. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, chopped foul. Fielded by the Gulls' third base coach, Scott Virgilak. Yeah, not sure how much longer this game can continue with those thunderstorms now knocking on our door. About to cross the Rhode Island border in just a few minutes. And once they get there, folks, Rhode Island's a pretty small state, about 10 minutes away at that point. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Newport Gulls waste the 2 singles here in the third. A double play and a strikeout. Hyde gets out of a jam with 2 on and nobody out. And we have played 3 complete here from Cardines Field. It's still the Manchester Silkworms leading the Newport Gulls 1-0 as we continue next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the fourth here at Cardines Field, 1-0. The Silkworms lead the Newport Gulls, and here to take you with the play-by-play for the next innings. Welcome back to the Southern Division, Mike Lord.
Thank you, Nick. The Silkworms come to bat in the top of the fourth inning. They will send up the 3-4-5 hitters against Chad Arnold. The big news for the Silkworms, they broke a 19-inning scoreless streak. As Zach Hudson comes up, the bat awaits the first pitch from Arnold, and here it comes, a fastball up and in for ball one. The count is 1-0 to Hudson, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. Hudson, right-handed batter out of Nashville, stepping back in the batter's box. Arnold gets the sign from Murphy. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a called strike at the knees. The count is even at 1-1 strike. The Silkworms scored in the second inning on a bases-loaded double play by Jeff Cameron, scoring Affinito from third base as the 1-1 pitch misses. And outside, the count is 2-1 strike, and it's the first run the Silkworms have scored since last Thursday in the 8th inning against the Newport Gulls at Northwest Park. As the 2-1 pitch misses up and in, the count is 3-1 strike now to Hudson. The Silkworms only one hit thus far tonight. Arnold gets the sign, the 3-1 pitch, the fastball is swung on, ground ball to third. Gregory runs to his right field, the ball over the bag, throws across the diamond. Did he get him? Safe, says the first base umpire. So it's going to go as an infield single, I believe. Yes, says the official scorer. So the Silkworms get a leadoff hit, only their second of the game, and that will bring up the DH number 23, Chris Affinito.
The designated hitter, number 23, Chris Affinito.
Chad Arnold getting us some trouble back in the second inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the Newport Gulls defense came up big by turning over a 6-4-3 double play, and from that point on, Chad Arnold seemed to regain his composure. The first pitch, a big swing and a miss for strike one. Hudson taking about a two-step lead, being held on by the first baseman for the Gulls, Ryan Wiegand. As Affinito looking over to the third base coach, Al Leva, getting signals. The Gulls defense playing in at double play depth. The 0-1 pitch just misses to even up the count at 1-1 strike. The Silkworms trying to snap a two-game winning streak. Arnold gets the sign from Murphy. The windup. The pitch misses outside for ball two, so the count is 2-1 strike. The defense for the Gulls, the second baseman and the shortstop on the edge of the outfield grass. Wiegand, the first baseman, holding the runner on at first base. Gregory playing even with the bag at third, expecting a possible bunt. And the snap throw over to first base and dive it back safely is Zach Hudson.
Games tonight at North Adams with the Twisters playing the Steeplecats, and Pittsfield where Team USA is scheduled to play the Dukes. Pause for the pitch.
The 2-1 pitch is taken up and in for ball three. The count is 3-1 strike now to Chris Affinito.
Haven't heard from either of those games yet, but it's a good bet there under rain delays because, according to my radar, the entire state of Massachusetts is covered in rain showers.
Well, I believe that North Adams and Torrington have already been called off. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a called strike as Affinito was ready to drop the bat and run for first base. Home plate umpire says not so fast.
It's official. Torrington at North Adams officially rained out. Team USA Pittsfield rained out. Sanford at Lowell, the only other action in the league right now.
The runner goes to payoff, pitch is swung on a miss, strike three to throw to second, got him! A strikeout, throw him out, double play. As Affinito swung and missed at strike three, the catcher, Jack Murphy, got up and fired a missile and nailed Hudson by at least 3 steps. Outstanding play. With 2 outs, that'll bring up the left fielder, number 28, Matt Grosso, who singled back in the second inning. He swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Grosso leads the team with a .458 average. The single should raise them up to around 500. So now there are 2 outs, nobody on for the Silkworms. as the slider misses outside, so the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Grasso, left-handed batter, stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, plays his college ball at Notre Dame. The 1-1 pitch misses, low and away for ball 2. The count is 2-1 now to Matt Grasso. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. The Manchester Silkworms lead the Newport Gulls 1-0. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Leamer and John Raiola. Arnold working slowly, gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and lifted to left field. Going over is Kyle Conley. And it's off the fence, and the home plate umpire singles fair ball. The only question was it going to be fair or foul, as Kyle Conley ran to his right toward the left field foul line, looking up, and the ball looked like it hit just inside the foul pole.
Yeah,
so
looks like it just off the that Newport Marriott sign, about 5 feet to the right of the foul pole, maybe about 10 feet up the fence.
So Grasso is 2 for 2 tonight, and that'll help lift his team leading average. So with 2 outs and man on second, that'll bring up the third baseman, Sean O'Hara, who's looking for his first hit of the season. He got a walk back in the 2nd inning. He checks his swing and misses for strike 1. The count is 0-1 to Sean O'Hara, who plays his college ball at at Harvard, resides in Gloucester. O'Hara stands at an even 6 foot, 200 pounds. Grasso taking about a 3-step lead off his second. And the ball gets by the catcher Murphy, and trotting into third base is Grasso. So it's going to be ruled a wild pitch on Chad Arnold. Arnold kept looking back and forth between the base runner and the plate. And guys, I think Arnold looked like he was a little distracted as that ball missed the catcher, allowing Grasso to take third. The next pitch is taken for a called strike, so the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to O'Hara. Two outs here in historic but overcast Cardines Field. The 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? The appeal to the field umpire, he says no. O'Hara held up, so O'Hara's still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. O'Hara gets back in, wagging the bat back and forth. The 2-2 pitch, the fastball, taken for a called strike 3. As it just broke to the outside and caught the outside of the plate. So big pitch by Chad Arnold. Sean O'Hara's caught looking. That'll do it for the Silkworms here in the top of the 4th inning. They get no runs on 2 hits and leave a runner. We're midway through the 4th inning here at Cardines Field, and the score remains the Manchester Silkworms 1, the Newport Gulls 0. You're listening to this game on the Team Line Sports Network. Welcome back to historic Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Leamer and John Raiola. And as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, the Manchester Silkworms have a new pitcher out. That is number 16, Chase Reed. So Chase Reed, the right-handed pitcher, in relief for Tyler Hyde, who got into a couple of jams but was able to get out of them. But Nick, I would think it was due to a high pitch count that he was taken out. Kyle Conley will lead off the inning, and he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Conley led off the 2nd inning for the Gulls with a walk.
Yeah, I still have Hyde out there.
You're right, Nick. It is Tyler Hyde. I just got confused with the uniform numbers from this angle.
An error. I will blame that on the lineup shot we have.
As the 0-2 pitch is taken for a ball, so the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Conley plays his college ball out at Washington University for the Huskies. Strike, swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the 2nd straight strikeout for Tyler Hyde, and that is strikeout number 5 for the right-handed pitcher. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, that'll bring up the center fielder, number 20, Jared Prince, who flew out the right field back in the 2nd inning. Prince also plays out in the state of Washington for the Cougars, the Washington State Cougars. The first pitch to him, the breaking pitch, misses low and outside for ball one. As we're about an inning away from this becoming a complete game as a heavy storm is headed this way. Prince wagging the bat in the batter's box. The pitch, the fastball misses up and in, so the count is 2 balls and no strikes now to Jared Prince. Joey Manning in the on-deck circle for the Gulls. 1 out here, bottom of the 4th inning. The Manchester Silkworms holding on to a 1-0 lead. As the 2-0 pitch misses low for ball 3, the count is 3-0 to Jared Prince. Pretty good crowd here at Cardines Field considering the weather forecast. I hope everybody bought umbrellas. The 3-0 pitch is taken for a called strike right down the pipe. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike now to Jared Prince. Prince coming into tonight's game batting .455. The infield playing back. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a called strike on the outside corner. The count is full now to Jared Prince. Nice piece of pitching by Tyler Hyde as he battles back from a 3-0 count to a full count. The payoff pitch, fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. The 3rd consecutive strikeout for Tyler Hyde. All 3 strikeouts, swinging strikeouts. 2 outs quickly here for the Gulls in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 29, Joey Manning, who walked back in the 2nd inning. Manning coming into tonight's game batting .263. The infield playing back with 2 outs. The fastball swung on and missed for strike 1 as it kind of broke to the outside. So the count is no balls and 1 strike to Manning. And one of his hits that he got in Manchester, a monstrous blast over the center field wall. A first baller cleared the center field wall. The 0-1 pitch is taken for a called strike as the ball just looked like it went down the middle and just broke inside, catching the inside part of the plate. Manning was frozen on that pitch, so the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Manning. The outfield playing deep, respecting the power of Joey Manning. Hyde gets the side. The windup, the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the 4th straight strikeout for Tyler Hyde. And he strikes out the Gulls in order here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we've completed 4 innings here in Cardines Field. And the score remains the Manchester Silkworms 1, the Newport Gulls 0. You're listening to this game on the NECBL Network. Welcome back to historic Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Leamer and John Raiola. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, the Silkworms will send up the 7, 8, 9 hitters against Chad Arnold. And guys, I think the story of both pitchers, they've bent but not broken, as both pitchers have gotten into some trouble and have been bailed out by some good defense. But Tyler Hyde, 4 consecutive strikeouts since the Silkworm defense turned over the 4-6-3 double play. So I think that's really picked him up, much like the double play by the Gulls has lifted Chad Arnold.
And we do have official word out of Pittsfield. The Team USA game has officially been rained out there. It'll be rescheduled for tomorrow, played at noon at Wacona Park. So Team USA will play Pittsfield at noon tomorrow. No word yet on a potential makeup for the North Adams-Torrington game. It was rained out as well.
And this game's 1 inning away from being a complete game as Jeff Cammons will lead off the top of the 5th for the Silkworms. And the first pitch is high and inside as Cammons has to duck. Cammons hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 2nd inning, and that scored Affinino from 3rd base as the bases were loaded. The 1-0 pitch, the fastball, curves in and catches the inside part of the plate for a called strike. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeff Cammons. The first baseman out of URI comes into tonight's game batting .143. Cammons swings and hits a line shot right back to Chad Arnold. So 1 out. So guys, Chad Arnold showed he's good with the leather as he just snared the line shot right back to him.
Yeah, it was a broken bat off the bat of Jeff Cammons. Good play by Chad Arnold not to get distracted, to field the ball cleanly as he caught it on the line. And as you mentioned, Mike, going back to your original point, only 3 total hits so far in this game. 1 for Manchester and 2 for the Gulls. The 2 for the Gulls came in back-to-back batters. Other than that, both these pitchers have been very effective here tonight.
And Mike Bourdon, the catcher, takes a called strike. He was caught looking to end the second inning. 1 out here, top of the 5th inning. The Silkworms clinging to a 1-0 lead, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Arnold gets the sign from Murphy. The 0-1 pitch is swung on, slow ground to the second. Meehan has it, fires over to Wiegand for the out. That's going to be 4-3 if you're scoring at home. 2 up, 2 down quickly here for the Silkworms in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 19, Joe Carter. Carter grounded out to the third baseman to lead off the top of the 3rd inning.
Number 19.
As my partner Nick Leamer is looking at the weather forecast, and there's a huge storm headed in this area, as just about all of the games in the NECBL have been rained out. The first pitch to Carter, a breaking pitch, catches the outside of the plate for strike 1. The count is 0-1 to Carter. Carter out of Villanova, resides in Pottstown, Virginia, as the 0-1 pitch misses high and inside. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning. Arnold with the 1-1 pitch misses outside. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike as the lights take an effect here at historic Cardines Field. Lots of nooks and crannies in the 28-foot high chain link fence that surrounds this ballpark. There's a concrete building down the right field line as the 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The flag out towards the right field foul line now shows that the wind is blowing in towards home plate from right field. The windup, the 2-2 pitch, the fastball is swung on and popped foul over our heads towards the fire station in back of the stadium here at Cardines Field. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It is raining now in Lowell. We can only assume they're under a delay there.
Of course, Newport being the furthest point due east here in the NECBL. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Arnold sets the Silkworms down in order here in the top of the 5th inning, and we're midway through the 5th inning, and the score remains the Silkworms 1, the Gulls 0. You're listening to this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lord with Nick Leamer and John Raiola as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stepping up to the plate for the Gulls is the catcher, number 28, Jack Murphy. He takes the first pitch from Tyler Hyde, low for ball 1. The 8-9-1 hitters due up here for the Gulls in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch from Hyde misses low for ball 2, so the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Hyde has struck out the last 4 Gull batters he has faced since the Silkworm defense has turned over the 4-6-3 double play. Hyde gets the signal from Bourdon. The pitch is swung on and popped up a mile in the air in shallow left field. Going back is Rosbarski. Is called off by the left fielder Matt Grasso, who makes the catch in shallow left field for out number 1. So that'll break the 4 strikeout streak for Tyler Hyde. I don't think he cares as long as he gets the out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Gulls. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 5, Taylor Meehan, who was caught looking to end the 2nd inning. The left-handed batter squares the bunt, and it's bunted, fouled back to the screen. The count is 0-1. The third baseman, Sean O'Hara, was playing in on the edge of the infield grass at third base, expecting the bunt. The shortstop and second baseman are playing back on the edge of the outfield grass. The 0-1 pitch, the curveball catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-2 to Taylor Meehan, who plays his college ball at Harvard, resides in Simsbury, Connecticut. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and lined up the middle for a base hit. Joe Carter, the center fielder, runs a few steps over to his left, picks it up and fires it back in. So a very hard hit single up the middle by Taylor Meehan has the tying run on first base for the Gulls, And with one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, that'll bring up the DH number 24, Nick Santamoro. Santamoro has one of the 3 Gulls singles as he led off the 3rd inning with a base hit. And the first pitch to him misses outside for ball 1. Jeff Cammons, the first baseman for the Silkworms, holding Meehan on at first base. O'Hara playing even with the bag at 3rd. Rosbowski, the shortstop, playing on the edge of the outfield grass, as does the second baseman, Polchinski. Snap throw over to first base and diving back in time is Meehan.
We're now under a severe thunderstorm watch officially.
Meehan taking about a 4-step lead, being held on by Cammons at first. The 1-0 pitch misses high and outside for ball 2. The count is 2-0. As the catcher, Bordone, runs out to the mound for a quick word.
And we'll see how aggressive the Gulls want to play things here. As you know, we've mentioned a few times the fact that this is very close to being an official game. As this inning, after this inning is over, it will be an official game. So we'll see if the Gulls play for that 1 run, and if they send Taylor Meehan at first. He is 1 for 1 on the season, so he does have pretty decent speed for the Gulls. And as we've mentioned many times, that rain is just on the outskirts of Rhode Island right now.
The umpire calls time as the batter Santamoro thought that Hyde took a little too much time. As far as Coach Coombs for the Gulls is concerned, this could be the 8th or the 9th inning with an impending rainstorm coming in, so he may try to steal here. He doesn't. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off to the third base side. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's the thing. When you're looking at the radar, it's not a tiny little patch of rain. It is a massive patch of rain that is coming and is going to engulf Rhode Island. As Nick said earlier, Massachusetts completely was covered in rain. So this is something that's not going to just pass. As now
snap throw for the first base and diving back safely is Meehan.
And on the 2-1 count, this is a good opportunity for a little hit and run for the Gulls. Shall they choose to go that route?
Meehan taking about a 3-step lead, being held on by Cammons as the 2-1 pitch misses low for ball 3. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. And of course, the saving grace for this game is geographically either Newport or Sanford are the furthest point due east in the NECBL. Of course, Eastport, Maine is the furthest point due east in the continental United States. If we were that far east, we'd be able to get in all 9 innings as the snap throw over the first base in Meehan dives back safely. Santamoro, left-handed hitter out of Dartmouth, swings at the 3-1 pitch and fouls it off to the left side. It sounded like he may have cracked his bat. So the count is now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, bottom of the 5th inning. The tying run on at first base for the Gulls as the Silkworms are clinging to a 1-0 lead. The lone run being scored back in the 2nd inning. Meehan taking about a 3-step lead. Hyde getting signals from Bordone. Snap throw over to first base and diving back safely underneath the tag is Meehan.
We've seen Tyler Hyde occupied with Meehan over there at first base, as that's now the 3rd or 4th time he's thrown over in this at-bat, possibly thinking the same thing that we've been thinking.
Here's the payoff pitch, the runner goes, the pitch is swung on, driven to the gap in left field. Carter going back, and this ball is off the fence. Rounded third being waved around is Meehan, and he's going to score the tying run. And stopping at second base with a stand-up double is Nick Santamoro. We got a tie ball game here at 1 apiece on an RBI double, opposite field double by Nick Santamoro as the ball hit about halfway up the 28-foot high chain link fence. Taylor Meehan, who was running on the pitch, scored all the way from first base. We got a tie ball game here, and the Gulls have the lead run on at second, and we're going to have a conference at the mound. It's the pitching coach, Greg Sullivan, comes out to the mound, as well as the catcher, Mike Bordone, to have a quick word with Tyler Hyde, who's been masterful the last couple innings.
And as you mentioned, Mike, Taylor Meehan running on the 3-2 pitch, certainly having him running there was no problem with him scoring, as he did hold up a little bit as he rounded second base to make sure that Grosso did not catch that ball in the left center gap. But a very good swing put on the ball by Nick Santamoro as that one-hopped the fence out in left field. And as you mentioned, we have a brand new ball game, and that's certainly good news for the Newport Gulls. As we've mentioned, it's been the theme of this broadcast. The rain seems to be 30 minutes away the entire time that we've been going here. At any minute, we expect the rain to arrive, and now the fact that it's a 1-1 game is certainly good news for the Gulls.
That'll bring up Jet Butler. Butler grounds a single to right field. Round in third is Santamoro. The throw. He's safe.
A bullet thrown in from Hudson in right field. The throw is in time. It looked like Bourdon just couldn't get the tag on.
Looked like he wanted to apply the sweep tag, and it looked like it was just a fraction of a second too late. I'm a little surprised that Santamoro didn't slide on that play. But nonetheless, it was a nice ground single to right field, and now the Gulls lead 2-1 here.
And you're exactly right, Mike. Having the ball in right field, Santamoro had a clean look at that. It wasn't like the ball was coming from left field where he couldn't see. He saw that ball coming in from right field, still elected not to slide, and made it closer at the plate than it needed to be.
The first pitch to Wiegand, he takes it outside for ball one. Wiegand walked in the first inning and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play back in the third inning. So Butler taking about a 3-step lead off of first base. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and sky to left field. Going back is Grosso on the warning track and makes the catch for the out. As Butler, who is on second base, has to retreat back to first on a long opposite field fly ball to left field. Drove Grosso all the way back to the fence as he made the catch on the warning track for out number 2. That'll bring up the third baseman, the cleanup hitter, number 14, Alex Gregory. Gregory is 0 for 2. He flew out the center to end the first inning and struck out swinging to end the third inning. And the first pitch swings and popped up. Running in is the shortstop, Rosbowski. He's called off by the second baseman, Polchinski, who makes the catch about 10 feet in front of the bag at second base. That's going to be a pop out to number 4. That'll do it for the Gulls here in the 5th inning, but not before they get 2 runs on 3 hits and leave a runner. We've completed 5 innings here at historic Cardines Field, and we have a new ball game. It's now the Newport Gulls 2, the Manchester Silkworms 1. You're listening to this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Loder, John Raioli. As the Silkworms come to bat in the top of the 6th inning, they'll send the top of the order up against the new pitcher, Robert Morey. And Nick, what can you tell us about him?
Morey, the second pitcher of the night for the Newport Gulls, so Chad Arnold could stand to win this game. He had 5 innings, and he was still in the Gulls took the lead when he was still the pitcher of record. So Arnold's earned a win as Morey stands in here. A ERA of 0, no record in 2 appearances, making his 3rd appearance of the season. His pitch an inning in the 3rd, giving up a hit. 3 runs, none of them earned, walking 3, striking out 3.
Leading off for the Silkworms is A.J. Rosbowski, who's 0 for 2. He takes the first pitch of the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Rosbowski.
Morey, a right-hander out of the University of Virginia, just finished up his freshman season there, native of Virginia Beach.
The 0-1 pitch, the off-speed pitch, it looked like an off-speed / break-in pitch, is swung on and grounded foul down the first base line. The count is quickly 0-2 to Rosbowski, who comes into tonight's game batting .269. The Freehold, New Jersey native plays his college ball at Seton Hall. Stands at 5'8", 170 pounds. The 0-2 pitch is swung on, grounded foul down the third base line. And it's fielded off the wall by the third base coach, Al Leyva. So the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Rosbowski.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm a little surprised to see Chad Arnold out of this game. He's breezed through the last 2 innings, only given up 1 hit so far in the game, and threw 71 pitches through 5 innings. So certainly very efficient.
The 0-2 pitch is swung on, and just getting a piece of that pitch is Rosbowski as he fouls it back to the screen. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The Silkworms wearing their road uniforms, gray pants with a black stripe, green shirts with the words Silkworms written in white across the chest. The 0-2 pitch, checking his swing. Did he go around? The umpire says yes. As Murphy dropped the ball, he tried to chase down Rosbarski, missed the tag, and he fired over the weekend at first base for out number 1.
That was really just a filthy pitch from Robert Morey. It was a slider on 0-2. We tried to get him out with an 0-2 fastball, in which Rosbarski fouled it straight back, and then went with the 0-2 slider in the dirt. Rosbarski had no chance of holding up on a very good pitch by Morey.
That'll bring up the second baseman, number 1, J.P. Polchinski. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it over our heads off the fire station behind us for strike 1. Polchinski 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first inning and grounded the second and the third inning. The Gulls infield playing back. The 0-1 pitch, about a 58-foot breaking pitch, and the umpire is going to call it a strike because he said that Polchinski went around, so the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And John, I don't know if I've ever seen a batter at any level swing at a 58-foot pitch.
It's very similar to the pitch to Rosbarski, but that one is at least on the other side of the plate.
The 0-2 pitch, a fastball is swung on and fouled back to the screen. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here, top of the 6th inning. The Silkworms had the lead until the Gulls came up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning as they lead it 2-1. The 0-2 pitch, the off-speed pitch. Did he go around? The appeal to the first base umpire. He says no, that Polchinski held up.
Lead edge of those rain showers about 8 or 9 minutes away now. They're approaching Narragansett Bay.
And guys, we talked about it was Freedom Night for law enforcement. Polchinski plays his college ball in West Point at Army as he takes the 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The windup, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. As Polchinski swung at a fastball from Morey, and there's a radar gun as a scout over to my left, and I believe that was up in the upper 80s, around 88, 89 miles an hour.
And that strikeout was really set up by the slider. As you mentioned, Mike, Polchinski chasing a 58-foot slider in the dirt, and it was very close on an 0-2 pitch in which he held up his swing on a slider away. Had to respect that slider.
Zach Hudson swings and fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. Hudson, 1 for 2 on the night. He struck out swinging to end the first inning, and he led off the 4th inning with a single. The 0-1 pitch, the breaking pitch, just misses for ball 1. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Hudson. Hudson plays his college ball at Middle Tennessee, resides in Nashville, the country music capital. The 1-1 pitch, another breaking pitch, same location, called for ball 2, so the count is 2 balls and 1 strike as Hudson showing some excellent patience up at the plate, laying off the borderline breaking pitch. The infield playing back except for Gregory. He's even with the bag at third. The windup, the 2-1 pitch, a big swing and a miss for strike 2.
And we haven't seen much of Morey this season, only an inning and a third, but certainly very impressive so far in his 2/3 tonight. Very good off-speed pitch, both a slider and a breaking ball, and as you mentioned, Mike, a high 80s fastball.
And the 2-2 pitch is swung on and miss, strike 3. As Morey comes in and strikes out to the side, and John, you said we haven't seen much of Morey. Well, after this inning, I don't think the Silkworms are going to want to see him again tonight. So that'll do it for the Silkworms in the top of the 6th inning as Morey comes in relief of Arnold and strikes out the side. We're midway through the 6th inning here at Cardines Field, and the score remains the Newport Gulls 2, the Manchester Silkworms 1. You're listening to this game on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to historic Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Mike Lode with John Raiola and Nick Lima. And stepping up to the plate for the Gulls in the bottom of the 6th inning, the left fielder, number 26, Kyle Conley, who takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Tyler Hyde back on the hill for the Silkworms as he blows the fastball by Conley as he swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The lights taking full effect here at Overcast Cardines Field. The 1-1 pitch, another fastball, just misses up and in for ball 2. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Is looking at that flag down the right field foul line. The wind blowing towards left field as it has been all game. So maybe the easterly winds will hold off the storm coming this way. The 2-1 pitch is taken for a called strike, so the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, one can only hope. It seems like these storms have been taking forever to get here. They should have been here about 7 at the rate they were traveling through Connecticut. But I think as soon as they hit Long Island Sound, they really slowed down.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's the second time that Conley has gone down swinging on strikes, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 20, Jared Prince, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Prince, the tall right-handed batter with a wide open stance out of Washington State, awaits the first pitch, swings, and lofts a shallow fly ball over toward the second base bag, and A.J. Rozbowski calls everybody off and makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass about 15 feet behind second base bag for out number 2. So 2 down quickly here for the Gulls in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 29, Joey Manning. Manning is 0 for 1 on the night. He walked back in the 2nd inning and struck out swinging to end the 4th inning. The first pitch from Hyde, about a 59-foot break-in pitch, is taken for ball 1. Very nice crowd on hand here at Cardines Field, despite the weather forecast. The infield moving back for the Silkworms. The 1-0 pitch just misses low for ball 2. The count is 2-0. The Gulls lead 2-1 here as the Silkworms started off the scoring with the run in the 2nd inning, and then the Gulls answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that's where we stand, 2-1 Newport. The 2-0 pitch is swung on, and the 2-hopper to Rozbowski, who makes a nice play, fires over to Cammons at first base for out number 3. As the ball took a big hop on Rozbowski, he had to reach up and made a strong throw over to Cammons, so that's going to go 6-3 if you're scoring at home. So Hyde sets the Gulls down in order here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and we've completed 6 innings here at historic Cardines Field, and the score remains the Newport Gulls 2, the Manchester Silkworms 1. You're listening to this game on the NECBL Network.
Welcome back here to Cardines Field. 2-1, the Gulls lead the Silkworms as we head to the 7th inning, making his NECBL Broadcast Network debut officially. Welcome to the air, John Raiola.
It'll be 4-5-6 for Manchester. Chris Affinito, Matt Grosso, and Sean O'Hara to face Robert Morey, who's back out for his 2nd inning of relief. Morey struck out the side back in the 6th inning on 13 pitches, mowing through the top of the Manchester order. Newport Gulls leading 2-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. As we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, impending rain, as it appears to be just a few minutes away. As the first pitch from Morey is cut on and missed by Affinito. Count moves to 0-1. Affinito walked in the 2nd inning, struck out swinging back in the 4th. The 0-1 from Morey. The curveball taken a little inside for ball 1. Affinito, the cleanup hitter for Manchester, came into today only hitting 160, 4 for 25 on the season. And the 1-1 pitch is a fastball taken outside for ball 2. Morey has had problems with walks so far this season. As we mentioned, only 2 1/3 now. Has walked 3 and struck out 6 in those 2 1/3 innings. The 2-1 pitch from Morey. It's a slider taken outside for ball 3. Skips to the backstop. Morey gets a new ball from the umpire. Count moves to 3-1 on Chris Affinito. Morey rubs up his new baseball in the back of the mound and steps up. Morey going from the windup. And the 3-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. Morey challenged him with a fastball, and Affinito swung through it. As the count runs full. Here with nobody on the top of the 7th inning. Newport leading Manchester 2-1. And the payoff pitch from Morey. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good hard fastball from Brian Morey, and that's 4 strikeouts in a row. And the first out of the inning here in the 7th.
And John, that pitch was clocked at 90 miles an hour. Nice fastball.
And we haven't really talked about it today, but not certainly a hitter's day, as you've got 62-degree weather, a cold, rainy day. Certainly the pitchers, that's 19 strikeouts combined between the two teams, as Grosso swings at a first pitch fastball and skies it to center field. Prince on the run, wheels it in left center for the second out of the inning. So on one pitch, Matt Grosso is retired for the first time today, as Grosso was 2 for 2, hitting 500, 13 for 26. Now flies out. That'll bring up Sean O'Hara.
And John, Grosso hit that ball very hard. Prince seemed to hesitate a little, but recovered nicely to make the play for the out.
The first pitch to O'Hara is taken low and in the dirt for ball 1. O'Hara walked back in the second inning. Erased on a 4-6-3 double play from Jeff Cammons. As he swings and lines this one up the middle and out of the reach of Taylor Meehan and into center field. So a 2-out single from Sean O'Hara. O'Hara, who had struck out back in the 4th inning, now 1 for 3 on the day. So the Silkworms have a 2-out base runner. That'll bring up Jeff Cammons. Cammons, as I mentioned, hit into a 4-6-3 double play, on which the only run of the game for Manchester, Chris Affinito, came home and scored on that play to give Manchester, at the time, a 1-0 lead. Cammons lined out on a broken bat liner back in the 5th inning to Chad Arnold. Morey now from the stretch. Delivers fastball over the outside corner, called strike 1 as Murphy fires down to first, and diving back safely is Sean O'Hara. Very nice throw from Jack Murphy in a close play as Ryan Wiegand applied the tag.
John, that time the field umpire was playing over towards second base, and 99.9% of the time, even if the runner is caught off base, it's not going to be called a pickoff. The umpire's got to stand on the first base bag.
Very difficult angle, as the 0-1 pitch is a curveball taken low for ball 1. So count moves to 1-1. Jeff Cammons from the University of Rhode Island waits as he takes a ball low for ball 2. Newport has the lead over Manchester. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Sean O'Hara on first base with 2 outs. And a 2-1 count to Jeff Cammons. Morey checks the runner at first, and the pitch. Swung on and missed. A good low fastball from Morey as Cammons chased. Count evens at 2-2. Morey with 4 strikeouts here in an inning and 2/3. Looking for his 5th to end things here in the 7th. And the 2-2 pitch from Morey. It's a curveball taken a little bit high from Cammons, and that runs the count full. So on 3-2, Sean O'Hara will be off from first base. And here in a 1-run game, a ball in the gap could score O'Hara. Morey gets his sign from the stretch. 3-2 pitch is swung on and lined to left field. Conley on the move, racing back. He's got the room, and he pulls it in left center for the out. That retires the side. So after 6.5, Newport with the 2-1 lead over Manchester. You're listening to the NACBL Broadcast Network.
Okay,
And welcome back to Cardines Field, where the Newport Gulls lead the Manchester Silkworms 2-1. Here as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and a new pitcher on the hill for Manchester, it's Matt O'Brien.
And John, for Matt O'Brien, this is his 3rd appearance. He's got no decisions, an ERA of an even 4, pitched 9 innings, given up 11 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, walked 3, struck out 6. Opponents hitting .314 against him, and his last appearance was Thursday against the Newport Gulls at Northwest Park in Manchester, Connecticut.
And O'Brien started that game, as this is his 3rd appearance to go along with 2 starts. and he'll face 8-9-1 Jack Murphy, Taylor Meehan, and Nick Santamoro for the Gulls, as the Gulls certainly looking to tack on to that one-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th. As Nick, I know you're still checking the weather, and surprisingly, we were expecting rain back in the 3rd inning, back in the 4th inning. We were expecting it all along. It still has not arrived.
As the baseball gods have been very good to the Gulls and the Silkworms this game.
Although I don't think you'd hear too many complaints coming from the Gulls, as they do have a one-run lead. The first pitch from O'Brien to Murphy is swung on and chopped. Nice play by O'Brien, ranging off the mound. Fields fires on first. Wild. Cammons comes off the bag and applies the tag on Jack Murphy. Nice play by Jeff Cammons over at first base to go and retrieve that ball, as it was a hard, wild throw from Matt O'Brien. And Cammons applied the tag for the first out.
John, that's not the most artistic out you're going to see, but two very good plays. O'Brien made a good play in the fact that his momentum was carrying him away from the bag, and away from first base, and the fact that Murphy was getting down the line pretty quickly forced him to make a quick throw, which pulled Cammons off the bag, who in turn made a great play himself.
Yeah, it was certainly a very nice athletic play from O'Brien to even field the ball. He had more time, I think, than he thought, as he fired one over to first wild, but a nice play by Cammons. So either way, one out, and Cody Grisham is going to pinch hit here for Taylor Meehan, as perhaps in the later innings, the Gulls looking to substitute a little bit of defense. So Grisham will get an at-bat. Facing O'Brien, the first pitch from O'Brien is taken low for ball 1. On the season, Cody Grisham came into tonight hitting 190. Started 6 games, 4 for 21 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball taken over the outside corner for called strike 1. Grisham, a right-hand hitter. Wears number 1 for the Newport Gulls. Crouch stance, hands behind his head. Takes a fastball low and inside for ball 2. Count moves to 2-1 on Grisham. O'Brien, a big lefty on the hill. For Manchester, he winds, kicks, and deals. It's a fastball taken over the outside corner for a called strike 2. Good pitch by O'Brien on 2-1. Left-hand hitter Nick Santamoro waiting on deck for the Gulls. 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. As Grisham asks for time, and very late, home plate umpire gives it to him. As Grisham was asking for time for a while there, it was finally granted to him.
Tonight's attendance, 931 people here at Cardines Field.
The 2-2 pitch from O'Brien is swung on and chopped foul down the third baseline. We've seen that attendance up in the 2,000s, 2,200, 2,300, but certainly with the weather and the threat of rain tonight, just under 1,000 here at Cardines Field. So once again, we are expecting rain. It has not yet arrived, fortunately, as we're in the bottom of the 7th. And the 2-2 from O'Brien is taken upstairs for ball 3, and the count moves full on Cody Grisham. Taylor Meehan was 1 for 2. Singleton scored a run back in the 5th. And the 3-2 pitch is taken upstairs for ball 4, so Cody Grisham earns a 1-out walk. Pinch hitting for Taylor Meehan, and that'll bring things back to the top of the order for Nick Santamoro. Santamoro struck out back in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, a big single. And, the single wasn't the big one. The double was the big one back in the 5th, which was an RBI double to tie things up. So Santamoro 2 for 3 on the day. And the pitch from O'Brien is a curveball taken upstairs for ball 1. Santamoro, left-hand hitter, holds his hands down by his letters. Looks a little bit like Ken Griffey Jr. If he can hit like him, the Gulls will have something. And O'Brien fires over to first to check on Cody Grisham. Nothing doing.
Yeah, speaking of Ken Griffey Jr., last week hitting home run number 600 and an outstanding career, and one can only ask if he was healthy, how many home runs would he have?
That's certainly, as the 1-0 pitch is poured in there for a called strike, that's certainly one of the most interesting questions in baseball, as arguably one of the most talented players that we've seen in the last 2 or 3 decades. Certainly had the nagging hamstring injuries, a couple other injuries that kept him from doing everything that he was capable of doing. But what could have been for Ken Griffey Jr., and what still is the 1-1 pitch is chased upstairs for a strike as Santamoro couldn't catch up with a high fastball.
And John, another center fielder that you see what could have been Fred Lynn, broke in as a rookie in 1975, crashed into the fences quite a few times as he played all out and suffered injuries, and what might have been for him also.
And the 1-2 pitch from O'Brien is taken upstairs, ball 2. And Fred Lynn, of course, the Rookie of the Year and the MVP that season in 1975 is O'Brien steps off the hill.
As the Red Sox lost a heartbreaking World Series to the Cincinnati Reds, and now that Cincinnati Red team is arguably the greatest National League team of all time, and the 75 Sox are probably the best team to not win a World Series.
Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, as the 2-2 pitch is taken low and in the dirt. Nice block by Borden.
Are we allowed to mention Pete Rose?
You can mention Pete Rose. Of course, Louis Tiant for the Red Sox, very good in that series.
135 pitches he threw when he shut out Cincinnati in one. I believe it was game 4. I know he shut him out in game 1.
It'll be a 3-2 from O'Brien to Santamoro, and the pitch is swung on and fouled down the third baseline. So Santamoro stays alive. The runner, Cody Grisham, was running from first base.
Well, looking at the radar, it's odd, folks. The lead edge is still about 15, 20 miles away. However, it's a straight edge, so apparently the radar, National Weather Service radar up in Taunton is down, so we're not getting the local radar around Newport that cuts off, so we can't tell how close this storm is now.
And the 3-2 is instead a throw over to first from O'Brien. Grisham back standing. We'll see if Coach Mike Coombs puts the steal on again and puts Grisham in motion. Here with the lefty-lefty matchup, O'Brien against Santamoro. The 3-2 pitch, Grisham not running. It's a fastball taken outside and low for ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the Gulls have runners at first and second for Jet Butler, the number 2 hitter, and shortstop for the Gulls. Butler grounded out to second back in the first, singled in the third, part of back-to-back hits with Santamoro and Butler, and singled in the 5th. Butler, a switch hitter, will bat from the right side against Matt O'Brien, is here. And pitching coach for Manchester and Mike Borden to go out and have a word with O'Brien.
John, one final thought on Griffey Jr. He played his early career in the Seattle Kingdom, which was a paradise for fly balls. As a matter of fact, the home run that Joey Manning hit last week in Manchester, it went about 420. A similar ball in Seattle Kingdom would have been about 500 feet. I mean, yes, the Kingdom did give Griffey Jr. some extra home runs, but that artificial turf was horrible. I also think it contributed to his injuries and cut his career short.
And that's the other thing. Everyone remembers Griffey for all the home runs, and certainly early in his career was a fantastic defensive center fielder. Now moved obviously in right field. As the first pitch is swung on and skied to right field, not deep. Right fielder Hudson out there coming in, makes the catch and fires back in, cut off by the shortstop Rusbarski. So first pitch swinging, Jet Butler flies out to right field.
Because the unfortunate thing is, John, underneath that artificial turf was concrete. It was probably the worst surface ever in baseball, and it contributed to Ken Griffey's injuries.
No, certainly. And it appeared as he went to Cincinnati, that was finally when everything started to catch up with him. He's looking for a second opportunity as off the mound, O'Brien spins and fires to second, Grisham back sliding. So Ryan Wiegand up, runners on first and second, the Gulls still leading 2-1. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Wiegand walked back in the first, into a 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd, and flew out to left, deep left, back in the 5th as he swings at a first pitch curveball and comes up empty, strike 1. Wiegand, a big power hitting first baseman from the left side. Of course, O'Brien a lefty, so a lefty-lefty matchup. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Mike Coombs went with 3 lefties at the top of his lineup. Here's the final lefty, Wiegand, as he swings and misses at another curveball. Down in the count 0-2. 2 good curveballs from O'Brien. O'Brien off the backside of the mound takes a deep breath, steps on the rubber. The 0-2 pitch from O'Brien. Curveball taken outside for ball 1. Good job of Wiegand of laying off. Alex Gregory waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity for the Gulls. Runners on first and second as Grisham leads off second, Santamoro off first. O'Brien looks in for a sign, instead steps off. O'Brien asking his catcher Borden to run through the sides one more time as he's ahead of Ryan Wiegand, 1-2. O'Brien's got the one he wants, comes to the stretch and delivers. Fastball taken outside, ball 2. So the count evens after being ahead 0-2 on Ryan Wiegand. O'Brien throws 2 consecutive balls to even the count. Newport Gulls with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And the 2-2 pitch from O'Brien. Swung on and grounded hard and foul down the first baseline. It was another curveball from O'Brien. That one got a little bit more of the plate than the first 2 that Wiegand swung and missed on. So the runners retreat, and we'll do it again. Wiegand came into tonight for the Gulls, hitting .267, no home runs and 2 RBIs. And the 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. Good cut on 2-2 from Ryan Wiegand. Of course, Wiegand, one of the returners for Newport. Plays his college ball at Gonzaga. Grisham leads off second, Santamoro off first. O'Brien checks the runner at second and delivers. Curveball is swung on and grounded to first. Fielded by Cammons. He's going to take it himself and step on the bag for the out that retires the side. So the Gulls leave 2. And after 7, Newport 2, Manchester 1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here now at Cardines Field, we go to the 8th inning. It'll be a new pitcher for the Newport Gulls. Enter the game, Chase Reed.
Chase Reed, only his 2nd appearance of the season. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no walks, and a 0.00 ERA. So certainly pretty good numbers for Chase Reed coming out of the bullpen, relieving Brian Morey, who was certainly very effective in his 2 innings of relief.
Reed out of Vanderbilt University, a native of Southlake, Texas, 6'3", 205-pound left-hander. Was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers in 2007 in the 42nd round.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pitching change.
All the defensive changes for the Gulls. Taylor Meehan was pinch hit for by Cody Grisham, and Grisham will take over for Meehan at second base. Newport a 2-1 lead over the Manchester Silkworms are here in the top of the 8th inning. I believe 8-9-1 due up for the Silkies. Michael Bordon stands in. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out the pitch. Swinging a high pop-up, back and out of play. Nothing in 1. Those thunderstorms still just off to our north and west. They're getting ever closer as seems like the radar is still not working locally. The pitch. Swinging a broken back grounder. The first baseman Wiegand will take it himself. Running to the bag of foot race. Will beat him by a couple steps for out number 1. 3 unassisted in the ground out. 1 away for Joseph Carter, who's also 0 for 2. Bottom of the lineup has not fared well in this ball game for the Silkworms. Combined now 0 for 8. The double play and a pair of strikeouts. Carter bounced to third in the 3rd inning to lead off that inning and struck out to end the 5th. He bats here with 1 out. His team down a run in the 8th. Rusbarski to follow. Chase Reed trying to work quickly. Here's the pitch. Fastball's in the outside corner for strike 1.
Nick, you talk about the double play that Cammons hit into. The Gulls turned over 2 double plays that snuffed out potential big innings for the Silkworms.
Next pitch is inside. 1-1 the count will even on Carter. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Carter came into the game at a 167, so his average is down a few points now. The pitch. Swinging a foul to the screen. The count will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reed working quickly, and we need him to. Those rain showers are moments away.
As the sky is getting very black.
Fog rolling in as well. The 2-2 breaking ball. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. First strikeout for Reed. 12th tonight for Newport pitching. They now have 89 strikeouts. Continued to lead the league in that category.
And Nick, I asked the question, why take out Chad Arnold after throwing 71 pitches through 5 innings? And we've seen it. Brian Morey came out and was absolutely fantastic. And here, 2/3 of an inning, Chase Reed has been equally as effective.
Top of the order we go. A.J. Rusbosky takes a strike. The 0-1. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Rusbosky didn't like it. Take a step out of the batter's box.
The 12 strikeouts tonight by the Silkworms matched the 12 strikeouts they had yesterday against Twister pitching. 24 strikeouts in the last 2 games.
The 0-2, just outside ball 1. Rusbosky is fanned twice. Once looking, once swinging. He's also bounced to short. Outfield playing a little bit deep. Infield at normal depth. A.J. stands in. The pitch from Reed. Just miss outside. Count leaving at 2-2. Reed working quickly. Gets the sign from Murphy. Here's his pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts to Chase Reed. Side in order. We've played 7.5 from Cardines Field. It's the Gulls 2, the Silkies 1 as we continue next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. To the last of the 8th we go at Cardines Field. Last chance here for the Gulls if they want to pad their lead a little bit before sending this ball game to the 9th. Hopefully those thunder showers will hold off just a few more minutes. They've held off for the majority of our broadcast here. Looks like they may preempt our post-game show, though. They are getting ever closer. We have a new pitcher out there on the mound for the Silkworms.
Yes, we do, Nick. It's number 20, Ryan McGrath. And for McGrath, it's his 4th appearance. He's got 1 win, no loss. That win was on the opening night against the Torrington Twisters. He's pitched 3 innings, given up only 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So deuce is a wild for him. Opponents are batting only 182 against him. So the Silkworms are counting on him to keep the Gulls at 2 runs and within striking range.
For Newport, we'll see the heart of the order. Alex Gregory, Kyle Conley, and Jared Prince. Newport trying to improve to 5-2 here tonight if they can hold on in this one. Another run here would be helpful in the last of the 8th inning. A 2-1 lead for the Gulls. It'll be up to Ryan McGrath to keep it that way. Gregory is 0 for 3. Fly to center, struck out and popped up each time to end an inning, the 1st, 3rd, and 5th frame respectively. McGrath looks in, gets the signs from Bourdon.
Number 14, Alex Gregory.
And steps off as Gregory asks for time. Newport back on the road tomorrow. First trip to the Danbury Westerners ballpark, Rogers Park in Danbury, Connecticut. The pitch comes on the inside corner for strike one. Almost a sort of a sidearm delivery, not quite though, from McGrath. He toes the rubber. Is 0-1. Swinging a ground ball, bouncer on 2 hops. The second one high to the third baseman, O'Hara Fields. Throws the first cleanly, 1 away.
And Nick, looking ahead to the 9th inning, it'll be interesting to see if we see Gulls closer Dan Mahoney, who's been absolutely outstanding in his 3 appearances so far this season, has 14 strikeouts in only 8 innings. So
He does have 2 days to rest. Hasn't pitched since Friday. One away for Conley. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. Pair of strikeouts. McGrath pitches out of the set. His pitch is taken for strike 1. It's a humid and very cool evening here at Cardines, about 60 degrees. Pitch misses away. Count even to Kyle. Conley now 3 for 7. This is second start in the Gulls uniform. The pitch high and tight. Two balls and a strike now on the Newport left fielder. 2-1 Gulls are here in the 8th. The pitch, swinging a foul, tipped to the backstop. And the count even on Connolly, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, and the weirdest thing on this radar map is just not picking up any of the rain that I know was around Newport right now because it was on the radar just a minute ago. Pitch, swinging a high pop up off to the right side and out of play. Conley stays alive. Well, you may luck out here, folks, because even though the lead edge of the rain is only a few minutes off, the actual heavy stuff is still another 15 to 20 minutes behind that. 2-2 breaking ball is sailed off to the out.
And at this point, I think it's going to take an absolute torrential downpour here in the bottom of the 8th. And by the time the rain gets here, probably should be the top of the 9th in order to put this one into a delay or even cancel. I don't see any way that that's going to happen. You can go through the half inning through the rain and hope it ends.
2-2, swinging a pop-up, should be playable in the infield. The shortstop calling down the third baseman on the edge of the infield grass, makes the catch. O'Hara puts away Conley, and there's 2 outs here in the 8th. Yes, even at the lead edge of that is very light rains. The light green stuff on the radar, and the yellows and oranges and reds are behind that. And then beyond that, it's all green and yellow going back all the way to the New York border. So once it does start raining, it won't stop for a while. So we should be able to finish this one before the first drop is seen. We'll see what happens. The pitch is fastball taken down the middle for strike 1, Jared Prince. Prince is 0 for 3 tonight. The middle of the lineup has not fared well here for Newport. Collective 0 for 10 with a walk. Conley, the only one to get on base. The pitch. Breaking ball is hit on the ground. The second baseman has it on a tough hop. Throws the first in time. Side in order. Here in the 8th, we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Silkworms next as we continue on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Back here now, we go to the 9th inning. The first pitch is swung on, grounded to the second baseman. Grisham has it, throws the weekend at first. 1 away on 1 pitch as John Polchinski is retired for the 4th consecutive time tonight, 4-3. And quickly, Silkworms are running around of outs. They trail it by 1, 2-1. The Gulls lead it. Silkworms were out to an early lead in this ball game, but Newport was able to play 2 runs. And looks like is that Al? That's not Al Laver. That's looks like the pitching coach, Mark Stevens.
That's Greg Sullivan.
It is Sullivan.
Coach, yes.
So we have a pinch hitter here? Yes, we will. Looks like Michael Gallick will hit here for Zach Hudson.
Now batting.
So Gallick
Pinch hitting rather for number 27, Zach Hudson.
replaces Hudson, who was 1 for 3 with a single and a pair of strikeouts.
He's from Marist College.
Oddly enough, Zach Hudson pinch hit it in a 5-4 win over the Pittsfield Dukes as he got the triple.
He takes the first pitch, a fastball down the middle for strike 1. He's batting .348, has appeared now in all 8 Silkworm games, starting 6 of them. He's 8 for 23, 2 RBIs. Next pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. He's quickly in a hole here. No balls and 2 strikes. Affinito to follow. Gulls ahead by 1. Chase Reed trying to close it out for Newport. He winds, kicks, steals, outside. Ball and 2 strikes, the count here on Gallick.
As we have some lightning behind the right field fence in the sky, but with one out here in this situation, I don't think the umpires are going to call it.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Got him on a backdoor breaking ball. Came in on side of him. Another strikeout for Gulls pitching.
Number 1, Cody Grissom, went in to play second base for the Gulls in place of Taylor.
I had to double check, folks, and count twice. That's 14 Ks on my scorecard for Gulls pitching tonight. Was I correct?
Yep, 14.
I'll bring the Newport Gulls staff's total already approaching 100. The pitch, low for ball 1. 91 strikeouts now for the Gulls pitching staff here in just 7 games in.
And that was really the headline of this Gulls team going into the season, the power arms that they recruited.
The 1-0 is a fastball missing inside. 2 balls, no strikes here, and Chris Affinito, who's the last chance for the Silkworms. They trail it by 1. Affinito over 2, a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called on the outside corner, says Jeff Burt. 931 the attendance here at Cardines. Some are on their feet. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Silkworms are down to their last strike. 2-2 the count. Bases empty. 2 outs. A 1-run ball game. It's been one of the closest games the Gulls have played so far this season. The Silkworms lead the season series. No games to 1. Newport trying to tie it up. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul. Tip to the screen. He just does stay alive. Matt Grosso waits on deck. That's up to Affinito right now. Chase Reed gets the signs from the windup. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a foul tip off to the third base side. Karam's off the netting. We'll reset and do it again. They're standing along the back row of the right first base side grandstand. Some standing down the left side. A lot of fans have remained here throughout this one. Once again, Reed with the 2-2 pitch. Popped up, back, off the netting. Karam's back onto the infield.
Good job by Affinito, hanging tough here as he's fouled off 3 consecutive pitches. 2 curveballs, 2 very good curveballs, low and down in the zone. Just getting it a piece was Affinito, and right there fouling back a fastball.
Once again, the pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. And the Newport Gulls defeat the Manchester Silkworms. This one's over here at Cardines. And the Newport Gulls, for the first time this season, take sole possession of first place in the NECBL Southern Division. The Pittsfield Dukes idle tonight, rained out. We're to play Team USA, so either way, the Gulls are able to gain a half a game on Pittsfield and will now be tied with the Pittsfield Dukes for first place in the NECBL South. The Manchester Silkworms fall to 4-4 at 500, and we'll get word on where they stand in the NECBL South in a moment. Again, the Newport Gulls take the victory here tonight, 2-1, the final score. We'll be back. We have a full post-game show coming up for you next. We'll be down on the field with our player of the game interviews, and still much more to come. Don't go away, folks. The post-game report continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And back here now at Cardines Field, the totals in this one for the Manchester Silkworms: a run on 4 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. For the Newport Gulls, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors committed, 7 left on. The game took 2 hours and 16 minutes to play, was watched by a crowd of 931 fans, 931 the attendance here tonight. The win goes to Chad Arnold. He went 5 strong innings in this ball game. Arnold was relieved by Robert Morey, who went the next 3 frames, and next 2 actually, and Chase Reed closed out the game in the last 2. He'll pick up the save. For the Manchester Silkworms, the starter, Tyler Hyde, will get the loss. He went 3 innings for Manchester. So again, Newport Gulls pick up the win, will improve to now 5-2, and will take first place in the NECBL Southern Division. Now, even with the Pittsfield Dukes, who are idle tonight, Manchester Silkworms dropped to 4-4, and now be 2 games back of the Newport Gulls, or a game and a half back of the Newport Gulls, I should say. They came in a half a game back. So Manchester now a game and a half out of first place. Torrington was rained out tonight. So now it looks like this in the Southern Division. Newport and Pittsfield tied for first, each team at 5-2. And it'll be Manchester at 4-4, tied with the Torrington Twisters, each team a game and a half back in third place. Manchester will be in third place. Torrington will be in fourth place in the NECBL Southern Division. Mike?
Well, Nick, 15 strikeouts tonight, 12 strikeouts last night. And even if the Silkworms had runners in scoring position, which they didn't, that's not going to bring home too many runs. I don't know what to say. I'm a little bit bewildered. As far as an MVP is concerned for the Gulls, I couldn't pick out one player. I mean, Mike Coombs coached an outstanding game as he put on the hit and run at the perfect time when it resulted in the first run of the game for the Gulls. I believe that was Taylor Meehan he had running on the pitch from first base, and that was the double hit by Santamoro that scored Meehan all the way from first base. Perfect, piece of coaching by Coach Coombs. And then, of course, Jet Butler knocked home Santamoro for the game-winning run. The Silkworms looked like they had a couple of potential rallies back in the second inning, which they scored their lone run, but it was snuffed out by a 6-4-3 double play, and they only got 1 run out of it. And then later in the fourth inning, Zach Hudson had a leadoff single, and of course that was followed up by a double play, and that was at a perfect time because Matt Grosso followed the double play with a double, which, had it not been for that double play, the Silkworms would have at least scored another run. So the Gull defense came up big when they had to.
And I think that really is a story of this game, Mike, as for the first time this season, the Gulls have committed an errorless game, and that's big. This defensive alignment with Gregory at third base, Meehan at second, and Butler at short has really worked here tonight for the Gulls, and let's see if Mike Coombs sticks with that. As the Newport Gulls will travel on the road tomorrow, they'll play the Danbury Westerners at Rogers Park in Danbury on the air at 7 o'clock before an off day on Wednesday, and back here at Cardines Field to face Team USA on Thursday. And Mike, where do the Silkworms head next?
And Nick, looking ahead, the Silkworms are going to get a taste of home cooking tomorrow after 3 games on the road in which they score only 1 run and lose all 3 games. They host my former team, the North Shore Navigators, who were the then Holyoke Giants, so I'll get reacquainted with some old pals. And then, believe it or not, Wednesday and Thursday off, 2 days off, unbelievable. And then they finish off the week against Northern Division foes. They host the Keene Swamp Bats on Friday, and they travel up to Goodard Park in Sanford on Saturday to finish out the week. But hopefully coming back home may revive the Bats. Like I said, 27 strikeouts in the last 2 games, only 1 run. That's not going to win too many games for you. And I feel bad for the Silkworm pitching. It's been good enough to win. The fielding, for the most part, has been good enough to win. But, Nick, you've seen enough games in this league where if the hitting is not going to support the pitching, I think the fielding eventually crumbles and the starting pitching's psyche eventually starts to go downhill.
All right, Mike, we'll see you next time, and we'll be down on the field. Don't go away, folks. The Newport Gulls postgame show is next as we continue here on the NECBL Broadcast Network with our Newport Gulls Player of the Game next. And welcome back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, now joined by our Newport Gulls Player of the Game, Jet Butler. Quite a game tonight there for the Newport Gulls as they now take first place in the NECBL Southern Division.
Yeah, it was a great win. Our pitching staff carried us tonight. They did a great job, all 3 of them. I think they said they had 15 strikeouts, so great night for them.
John?
And Jet, you had the big hit back in the 5th inning, an RBI single, but eventually was the game winner. Did you guys know anything about the rain? We were talking the whole broadcast about how there was supposed to be rain in the 5th inning. If you didn't score that inning, it could have been a complete game at that point. So are you guys concerned about the rain at all at that point, down by 1 in the 5th inning? Had you guys talked about it at all going into that inning, having to score a run?
Honestly, not really. We didn't know it was coming. I mean, we knew fog might roll in, but we're just trying to scratch some runs for our pitchers out there. You know, they were pitching so well, and we weren't doing much tonight, but managed to get a couple, and I guess it was enough. So
It really was outstanding pitching by the Newport Gulls. Again, the staff leads the league in strikeouts, earning the victory here tonight. It's first place in the NCBL South, back on the road tomorrow.
yeah, hopefully we can come out and our pitchers can throw like they did tonight, and maybe we'll put up some offense tomorrow. So hopefully it'll be a good trip.
All right, Jet, your Newport Gulls player of the game. Congratulations, and we'll catch up with you later in the season.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for us here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, as the rain, as promised, finally does begin to pour here. Let's pause a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball is Tom Lima. Our associate producer, Justin DeSantis. Our on-site engineer was Kurt Baylor. And our audio technician was J.J. Cohen. I also like to thank Mike Lord from the Manchester Silkworms organization and our statistician Shane Donaldson. For John Rayola, do you have any final comments as the rain now does come down?
Well, I mean, yeah, it is raining, so we should get out of here. But as we went into the game, we talked about a 2.62 team ERA for the Gulls, only giving up 1 run tonight in a 2-1 win. It's always good to win those close games, especially low-scoring games. Speaks volumes for what this team has done and the pitching staff has done. And just enough offense, as we know, we just talked to Jet right there. We had 2 hits in the game-winning hit. Just enough offense to get another good win as they improve to 5-2. So good job by the Gulls tonight.
Our next broadcast will be tomorrow on the road against the Danbury Westerners on the pregame show, 6:55. First pitch at 7 o'clock in Danbury, Connecticut. And off day Wednesday, we return to baseball action here at Cardines Field on Thursday, as we face Team USA, the Newport Gulls, in exhibition action against Team USA on the air with an extended pregame show at 6 o'clock. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you join us then. Again, for John Rayola, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. The Gulls take the victory here tonight by a final score of 2-1. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.
Swing. You see it in slow motion. You count every scene and keep your eye. Well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. First base, second base, go for third, called safe. Home plate's 90 feet, but you could steal it in a heartbeat. Keep your eye, well, buddy, keep your eye on the dream. Every small town red dirt diamond's got a piece of your pride. Every crack of the bat makes you feel like a kid inside. Quarry dogs and steeple cats, twisters, gulls, swamp bats, Mainers, Utes, and mountaineers, silkworms, westerners, giants, all Americans. It's a NEC